Hey-oh! That was a fake. Hey-oh. That was kind of a fake one, too. Hey-oh! That was definitely fake also. Hey-ah! That was kind of real. Live from your right eye socket's left eyebrow, it's a maniacal Monday edition of Business Pants. Joined as always by Matt. ESG is a data set of data consisting of databases, Mascardi, and nobody else.
Nobody else. There is nobody else. There are no other people. No one cares about us. There's not even listeners.
I'm those computer speakers that you should probably send directly to the landfill next to your municipal incinerator. And today's hollowed out cauliflower called September 12th, 2022. Sexy story updates and sleazy academic papers. Wait, do we have a nerd alert today, Matt?
We do. We have a nerd alert. It's been a little while. Did you miss the nerd alerts?
Kind of.
Okay.
I
really
like
sell it. Sell it hard to our listeners.
I feel proud that we're maybe the only podcast ever to care about academia.
Nerds?
Nerdy academics in our field.
What the thing is, we're taking like obscure nerd alerts and turning them into news.
That's what I meant.
we don't do the ones where comets hit Earth and stuff.
Every time I misspeak or stutter or have bad grammar, what I want the audience to do is just replace that with what I meant to say. Like whatever eloquent version of what I could have said, replace that in your mind and make me smarter. That's what I'm asking the audience to do.
I'd rather they tweet at you directly and correct
that would
you.
be difficult.
Yeah, you'd have to be on Twitter.
Sexy story updates. You ready?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready. I don't know what you're doing.
Matt, I categorize a bunch of our updates as I do on Monday.
Yeah.
I have four categories for you. Rate the generic update. Oh, and I'm going to ask you to rate them on some obscure, arbitrary scale of whatever.
7 to 12.
First, I have rate the generic update. Then I have rate the Musk update. Yeah, we haven't talked about Elon Musk in a while. Rate the business pants. Do we? I feel like we didn't last week.
No, we used one of the assholes of the week last week.
Oh.
He was an option. It's unbelievable.
Rate the business pants view on the Queen.
Oh, I like that.
The Queen.
I like that.
And finally, rate the airline headline update.
Is that just the Rate Business Insider section?
Yeah. All right. Come on. Here we go. Come on.
All right, let's do it.
Give me something to look at. Give me some graphics.
There's a graphic.
Up first, rate the generic update, Matt, in a win. You know what? This is a story I think we started this show with like 2 or 3 years ago. We talked about some school shooting number 455. I hate to joke about it, but it's true.
It's true.
And
we
talked about the corporate world's reaction to it. I remember we were both shocked that dicks seemed to care momentarily about something. Because it's not usually in the nature of a dick to care. There's my humor of the day.
Oh, look at you. No puns.
Here's the headline. In a win for gun control advocates, Visa, Mastercard, and American Express plan to start separately categorizing sales at gun stores. Matt, until last week, gun store sales did not have a unique code and were considered general merchandise.
This should have been. They should have had a code the whole time.
That's your reaction to this?
Isn't this just reversing stupidity?
Come on, you're the data guy.
Look,
You're the
here's
ESG is just a set of data points.
I spent a bajillion years basically just categorizing industry to industry. So there's all sorts of industry codes.
That's true. He's not lying.
And they have to be like gelled. And there are industry codes for things like people who pull the feathers off chickens. Like it's incredibly specific industry codes. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have one industry code for selling like the mass sale of things to kill each other with. That wasn't an industry code. We were waiting for Visa and Mastercard to figure that out. That to me is bananas.
Was that an NRA win? Like how do we know why in the first place it wasn't categorized? Any clue?
I don't know actually, but it does strike me. You're a librarian. Tell me. Like it does strike me like the Dewey Decimal System thing where they put like homosexuality and mental illness for a while. Like it just seems like a categorization error.
Except that this feels strangely political because usually there's not oversight of this level. You don't overlook guns. You don't just like blank out and be like, put it in general merchandise. I don't know. Like librarians are actually not that stupid. How dare you?
Don't defend the librarians.
why don't you at least rate this somehow? Is this good? Good
I
news?
mean, I
You
give it
happy?
4 stars out of 3. I love it. I think it's great. I don't know what the system is. What's the rating system?
Another story. Remember, these are all stories that we've talked about in the past. Powerful investor. That's debatable.
No, he's a big blowhard. No, don't.
I know,
don't.
but I don't know about
Don't take
headline
away his
writing, putting all
megaphone.
these adjectives in there. Daniel Loeb U-turns on calls for Disney to spin off ESPN, admitting he got it wrong. Matt, we spent like a whole show on this, on trying to help Disney and Dan figure out new board members for Disney. And here's what changed, Matt. Disney CEO Bob Chapek said, well, the reason why he actually said this is the family company Disney. He said, actually, the reason we're keeping ESPN is because of sports betting.
Oh.
And then Dan Loeb said, oh, yeah, you're right. Get it.
That's
it. That's the actual story.
Wait, no. But Loeb
Yes.
wanted to get into it because he wanted to separate the sports betting. His whole theory of the universe was Disney is a family company and the betting is going to happen at ESPN, and therefore you should separate them out. And then there was a revenue thing.
He's convinced now it's a match made in heaven.
No, what he's convinced of is Disney is not a family company. That's what he convinced him of. He said Disney is not some, conservative, like a quiet, Christian company anymore. We are woke, and we're full of, brown, yellow, purple people, and screw you. Anybody can bet if they want. It's America. It's freedom. Everybody
It is
be
America.
themselves.
How dare you?
I like it.
Is Florida still part of America? Did they succeed yet?
No. They didn't succeed. They succeeded in not seceding.
They succeeded in making me not want to go there ever again.
What I like about this story is Massive Blowhard admits he was wrong about thing. What I don't like about this story is the thing he admits he was wrong about is the thing that was obvious anyway. So, why is this a story?
All right, wrapping up in this category, generic updates. This is I just love how stupid this is. So I just want to share it with you.
Good.
This is from our
stupid.
This is from our CEO's category. Tim Cook reveals his biggest dispute with Steve Jobs and how it ended. Right. So, Tim Cook at Apple said that the biggest dispute. Ready for this, Matt? Was how to sell the iPhone. How to sell the iPhone, either via a subsidy model or revenue share strategy.
Snap.
That's it. That's the big.
That was
that's
it.
the headline. That's it. Come on, what do you think? Rate it. Help me. What
That's
is he, like
definitely not the biggest dispute they ever had. There's no way that's the biggest dispute they ever had.
Actually, I have one more bonus headline in this category.
Okay.
I think we have a little video for this one.
We do, actually. All right, I'll just play the video. Okay, ready?
Well, no, before you play the video.
Okay, give me some context.
I have a question for you, Matt. The video, the headline is, Disney CEO Bob Chapek booed after walking on stage at D23 Expo. That's an expo for Disney fans.
What?
I want you to play the very beginning of this video, Matt. And do you agree with this? Do you think he's booed?
All right, let's listen. Yeah, he's
actually
booed.
Now that I hear it, I think he is. He's okay. At first, I was like, "Is that really?"
There's no way he's not booed, and I'm pretty sure though that was just Dan Loeb. There was nobody else.
So, CEO Bob Chapek at Disney, he's the new like Roger Goodell of the corporate world. I guess. What's really exciting and why I put this video on there for you, Matt, is it bald Bob is growing a beard.
Oh,
this is fabulous.
That's like a mid-aughts baller CEO move, but now he just looks kind of like passe. What he should do is shave his eyebrows. That would be baller.
And for our podcast listeners who can't see the video, the beard is actually on the lower part, the bottom part of his head. It's not on the top of his head.
That is confusing.
This is all hate speech.
I'm
a terrible person.
In the UK, it is hate speech. It was confusing though.
Come on, let's move on. Rate the Musk update. Come on. Let's keep this show moving, Matt. How dare you?
I'm waiting for you.
First one. Here's the headline. Elon Musk, as you've never seen him before in candid pictures taken by his university girlfriend in the 1990s. These pictures are being sold at a Boston-based auction company. I mean, Yeah, I know, right?
Who's going to put this on their wall?
What? I don't. Yeah. Okay. You want to move on from this?
Yeah, this is the dumbest story I've ever heard. I never want to read this story again.
Once again, Business Insider takes credit for that story. The next one, Elon Musk. I like this one. Elon Musk took an unprovoked stab at Instagram in response to a speech by Warren Buffett's right-hand man. That's so. So a couple of things before you play the video. First of all, poor old Charlie Munger. He doesn't even get his own byline. He doesn't get his name.
No.
He's just Warren Buffett's right-hand
man. He's like 9,000 years old. For like 70 years, he's just been Buffett's right-hand man. Yeah.
Why don't you just play the video?
All right, let's play it.
People they're not really motivated by greed. They're motivated by envy. It's the nature of our species that we look around us at other people and are envious of them if they have more than we do.
No, I don't want.
And that envy has always been a big problem. That's the reason the laws of Moses said you couldn't envy the neighbor's wife, you couldn't envy the neighbor's land, you couldn't even envy your neighbor's donkey.
I mean, I can't envy a donkey.
I like that Charlie Munger is still on this line of thought that that a wife is a man's possession, just like his donkey.
Yeah, that is true. He did just equate the two. He did just equate. You can't envy. Certainly can't envy a Munger's dorm room. You can't envy.
And second of all, I do love when billionaires tell us that the problem is not greed; it's that you want our money. That's the real problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's how Elon Musk responded. He very simple response to this statement, which was he tweeted, of course, on his the platform that it looks like he's going to be forced to buy. But anyway, he tweeted.
Who knows? Who cares?
He tweeted, "Instagram is an envy amplifier."
Yeah. Okay. So he took a swipe at who there? Was that a Zuckerberg swipe? A Munger swipe? Who did he swipe at?
So I guess what we've learned in the last few weeks is that Twitter makes people depressed, and Instagram amplifies envy. Which is worse? Or is it the same? It's the same?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let's move on. And finally, in the Rate the Musk update headline, Twitter calls Elon Musk's third attempt to scrap acquisition invalid ahead of key shareholder vote. So, Matt, they are voting on this tomorrow at Twitter, whether to approve or reject Musk's takeover bid. And Elon Musk once again trying to get out of it, saying that a payment made to a whistleblower, the whistleblower Mudge, it invalidates the whole.
Yeah, well, the Mudge signed an NDA to get $7 million and then violated the NDA by being a whistleblower. And therefore is legally invalid. Can't use his testimony because it was in violation of an NDA.
Ooh, I didn't realize it's a juicy detail. Thank you.
But the whole point of this thing is it doesn't matter what Mudge said. It's all fake. It's all fake. Who cares?
This whole story could come to a crashing halt if Twitter shareholders were just like, F it. Like,
that would be
let's get a vote against the takeover bid.
That would be a spectacular wrinkle.
It's not going to happen though.
No, it won't.
Let's move on. This is a new category in our world. Probably one of my favorite categories. It's called Rate the Business Pants View on the Queen's Death.
I hope we can have a repeat of this category sometime.
First of all, here's a wonderful. Remember was it the 90s? We had like a very awkward mishmash. What are these songs called? It was like rap groups and like soft heavy metal.
Oh yeah, what was? Yeah, there was rap metal was a thing, but that was like Limp Bizkit.
What were those called?
But you're talking about like when
Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a mashup.
This is the perfect. This is the perfect for
we
our
sound so
world.
fucking old.
Good. Here's the perfect one for our world, Business Pants world. Nick Clegg, one of Mark Zuckerberg's top executives. He might even really be the number 2 most important one now because Cheryl's gone. Where was he spotted last week, Matt? He was in the room when Prince Charles was confirmed as the new king. That's right. Facebook a Meta executive.
Yeah,
I love this photo
happen.
In the press. I love this big red arrow. I love that big red arrow.
If you're not watching the video of the live stream, there was a picture in the press with a giant arrow pointing at Nick Clegg, the back of Nick Clegg's head. Like it was It's not even, they weren't even like the front of him. It's the back of his head saying that's Nick Clegg.
Yeah, because if you squint, except for one, obvious person in the bottom right corner here, that they all look alike. They're all the same person.
I rate
varying
this
ages.
I rate this as 0 on the scale of A to Z.
Oh.
I don't care about this.
All right, up next, also a business pants story about the Queen's death. Here's the story going around. King Charles III taking the throne means the world loses a leading environmentalist during an energy crisis. He said in a 2018 interview with the BBC, he said as king, he would have to begin acting within constitutional parameters.
Oh, God,
that
get
would
over
not
it.
permit him to be as opinionated and vocal as he has been in the past. And then he was asked at the time whether he would continue his public campaigning as monarch, and he responded, "No, I won't. I'm not that stupid."
Oh, good. Oh, good. That's because he's right, though, because it is the 12th century, and we should all be drinking tea. This is so stupid.
I mean, can you imagine that? Like you're taking over for mommy's like made up job, and now you can't. The only thing that you seem to care about your entire life, other than like ridiculing your first wife in public, was the climate change crisis,
yes.
the climate crisis, and now he's giving it up.
And now, well, you know what?
Because
You
he has a
gotta give
made
up
up title.
something.
I don't
gotta give up
understand.
something. Well, look,
And this is and suddenly if it's a political issue, then it means he doesn't believe in the science of it, right? Because how is this a political issue? I don't understand.
you
Isn't
should
this
have
a science thing?
You should
I
have
don't
met
understand any of
the
this.
Walton kids before they had to take
Dope.
over Walmart.
dope.
Like they were like topless, and then like this is the way it goes.
As Greta would say,
How dare you?
Oh,
"You're a dope, King Charles III." That is dopey. I'm sorry, but but again, like, if he believes in the science, then this shouldn't be a political issue. So shut your mouth, King. And finally, in this category, just because I just think it's wonderful, I guess, there was something I found called, which was titled "UK's Period of Mourning Sure Is Something." And Matt, I found there was a sign posted in Norwich by the Norwich City Council. I'll read the sign. It says, "Advance warning, royal period of mourning. This bike rack will be closed from Friday, September 9th until Wednesday, September 21st.
what?
Because of the royal period of mourning. They're closing bike racks.
They closed
for
a bike
2
rack
weeks.
for 12 days. They closed a bike rack for 12 days.
King Charles III is right. His caring about the climate is done. They're getting rid of bike racks. So drive your SUV or whatever you have to do.
That I don't know why that didn't lead all headlines about the Queen's death. That should have literally been the top.
Just bizarre. Just bizarre. All right, let's wrap up this horrible update list.
Yeah,
I put
let's
together
please
for
do.
Matt with a quick rate the airline headlines. I got some good ones in here for you.
Give
Matt.
me a rating scale because I'm doing stars
let's-
and thumbs and.
Let's go from just a classic 0 to 10. 0, you give no shits, and 10. Well, I don't know. You tell me how you want to rate these. You're the king. You're the prince and now king of complaining and talking about.
How about
these
0?
headlines.
I give a shit, and 10 I
Yeah.
give more than a shit.
Okay. Here we
I
go.
don't know. I
First
don't know how to
one.
do this.
British Airways pilot. These are actual headlines, everybody. Again, like this is the bizarre part of our show and the world that we've created here is that this is all real corporate news. Nothing's been made up so far,
No,
other
it's
than
not.
our
It's a
terrible,
Business Insider article.
other than our terrible personalities, and all of this is real. Okay, here we go. Here's the
Okay.
headlines. Here's the first one. A British Airways pilot told his passengers on a flight from Miami to London that the Queen had died. Why is that a headline? What is
I
that?
don't know,
Rate
but
that for me.
look, it just seems like announcing things that you're reading on Twitter while flying a plane is now a new thing, right? Like, because when the COVID mask mandate came down, they just announced it on the plane. Take off your mask if you want now.
That's
Just,
true.
like
That's
they
true.
they're just
Yeah,
announcing it.
why-
They're like
why don't we-
scrolling Instagram while they're flying.
Yeah, what is happening? You're right. Why do they are now giving us content too? Like it's just content everywhere?
They're content providers. I do like the juxtaposition of them saying that and being like, and if you look to your left, you can see Bahamas out your window. Like I like that. I'm gonna give this a 10. This is a great story. I want to get
like
all
that-
of my
yeah.
content from airplanes.
I like that you use the Bahamas too, because of course that's part of the Queen's. Well, the
Yeah,
former,
yeah,
the,
it's-
the monarchy's.
see
empire,
what I
the
did there?
empire, part of the
Synergy.
empire. Yeah, I like that. All right, next headline: the CEO of an accessibility app had her wheelchair damaged by Air Canada. Imagine someone basically chopping off your legs when you arrive somewhere. That's what she said. Mayan Ziv, the CEO of Access Now. That's the headline, Matt.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look, this is a good one for us because it's a CEO complaining, right?
It
And we
is
don't
the
get
CEO.
we don't hear a lot. Well, as the first CEO I know who is in a wheelchair, which is should be a data point for us.
Do you-
Anything that's new and different should be data for us. That's what ESG is, right? It's
But
not-
do you think that people without legs were offended by that?
I could ask them. There's like 20 of them over in my
I'm gonna
corner
give
of my
this.
office.
I'm gonna give this a 5 out of the arbitrary scale.
Yeah, and here's the remarkable part of this one is that there's actually another headline about the same story, but with
What?
a different headline writer. Yeah, different. Here's the other headline about this story. This time they say a passenger with
Okay.
muscular dystrophy put bubble wrap around her $40,000 wheelchair, but it still got badly damaged on her Air Canada flight. So this is the same story, Matt. Same story, but they've swapped out CEO for passenger. They've told you that she has MD. They told you that she tried to protect her wheelchair. They told you how much the wheelchair cost.
The cost is that's the big coup
Yeah.
of this story.
Yeah, it is.
That's
What
the
do you
big
think
coup.
about this one?
I
Which headline do you prefer here? Which
Ooh,
one do you
that's
like
a
more?
good game. I like this one better than the other one. I like,
You don't like
because
chopping
I like
off her legs? You don't like that metaphor, chopping your legs off? That's a bit harsh, don't you
Yeah,
think?
that's a bit harsh. And also, like, if she wrapped the wheelchair in bubble wrap, how did she get there?
For the sake of our old friend Emma Lorking, I'm just going to do this to us. I'm just going to do a bunch of... I think we did a lot of that today. I think
I'm
a
pretty
lot of
sure
that was
Emma would be having a fit right now.
happening. And finally, on our sexy story updates for September 12th, 2022, before we get to Matt's world-famous nerd alert, I have a prediction for you, Matt, based on a real headline. I
Ooh.
predict that summer travel chaos, all the headlines, will yield to winter heating chaos.
Ooh.
Yeah, because here's a sneak peek at the first stupid headline I've seen in our business news. It's this headline. British people are ripping out their beloved vintage-style stoves because they are too expensive to run amid the energy crisis. Matt, I can't wait for this headline. German man burns left eyebrow to keep warm while Christmas shopping. That's gonna come. I know it's coming.
What? Did you already get an offer from Business Insider? Why are we pre-writing for them?
I wish we had some kind of offer.
Just think.
We need some more revenue.
Just think if everybody didn't travel this summer, how much gas we'd have to burn in your house.
Ooh, I like this.
Right?
I like this.
Didn't we waste a whole bunch of stuff flying places we don't need to go? Now you wish you were warm. All right, let's do a nerd alert. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, come on. I'm always ready.
It's time for a classic nerd alert. It's a relatively short one, but it needs some context and remembering beforehand.
Ooh, clapping for brevity. I like it.
Oh,
Yeah, okay, go
I
ahead.
love the old brevity clap. Back in June, there's a paper came out called Partisan Professionals, Evidence from Credit Rating Analysts. The quote from the paper we did from our show in July 25th, actually, was, "We show that analysts who are not affiliated with the U.S. president's party downward adjust corporate credit ratings more
I remember
frequently."
this one.
Remember this one?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to listen to the whole show, July 25th show, we can actually cover it in that nerd alert. But there's a follow-up because it turns out that credit ratings are not just partisan. The analysts aren't just partisan after elections. They're also partisan before the elections. I love that.
Okay.
I love that. Here is the paper from the end of July. Do credit rating agencies influence elections? The paper is by Igor Cunha, Miguel Ferreira, and Rui Silva. Covers the incredibly obvious and terrible fact that when a municipality like the city of Portland, Maine, has a credit rating upgrade, voters turn out in larger numbers to vote for the incumbent.
That makes That makes absolute sense to me in some weird way, right? Because they're thinking that times are good, right?
Well, they actually separate out improvements in economic conditions. So it's not just, oh, I got a job and I got a little money. Times feel good. Let's go out and vote now. It's not that. They eliminate that. This is, and they eliminate the fact that people even would know about the credit rating. They looked through the news and they said, is it anywhere in the news that there was a credit rating upgrade? And if the answer is no, they can still look for it. What they find is that the incumbent just gets more votes in the years when they get a credit rating upgrade. And this
because they've done positive things that have led to that upgrade.
Because basically because I don't know. They just know that when the credit rating goes up, the incumbent wins. So I wanted to do a quick review of the life cycle of a credit rating. Ready? Because step one is government sanctions the existence of, currently there's only 10 credit rating agencies, but you really only know 3, right? It's just S&P, Moody's, and Fitch.
I barely know the third, but yeah.
Like, do you know anybody who ever used Egan-Jones or Demotech?
I barely know Fitch, Matt, so don't even get me going.
Let's be honest. Second, step 2 is you basically have to borrow money to do anything in a municipality because every politician is like a 19-year-old with their first credit card. They're just buying Xbox games and spending money everywhere they can.
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Borrow all that money. So they have to go and ask for a credit card is what they have to do.
Borrowing from Munger, yeah.
Step 3 is pretty simple. The incumbents go to a credit rating agency to rate their credit worthiness, but they get to shop for the credit rating agency. So they'll go to like 5 of the 10 and say, we want to get rated, and you all can rate us. Now, what do you think the incentive there is? I'll tell you what the incentive is.
I hope you're not asking me.
You're thinking too slowly.
I'm like Charlie Munger.
The incentive is to go get the best credit rating you can. Right? Like you basically say, I'm going to pay a fee. I want the best credit rating I can. So who do I think is going to give it to me? That's what they do.
Doesn't sound purely ethical.
There is a study that showed, it's called Do Rating Agencies Benefit from Providing Higher Ratings? Evidence from the Consequences of Municipal Bond Ratings Recalibration. And the answer, the short answer to that paper was, yes, they do. They benefit. I can't believe it. And then step 4. Incumbents get the best possible credit score after shopping.
Sure.
Unless, of course, the analyst who's covering the municipality is from a different political party, and then you don't know what you're going to get. But they do get a better score more likely than not, and then step 5, stay in office. You see how this works? The system works, people. Everything works. Everyone wins. That's it. That's right. They're right. That's my nerd alert. My nerd alert is the system works.
Blah, blah, blah.
No, get us out of here, Matt. Come on.
I could do that for you. All right. That was Damian Rollis. I am Matt Mascardi. We are Free Float Media. This is Monday Catch-Up, September 12th, 2022. Come back sometime, and we'll do some other things some other time.
Just come back. Stop.
Goodbye.